Hello fellow traders and welcome to this new video of unconventional forex trading. Today I'm gonna be very brief due to the large amount of emails that I got in these past weeks of January and December as well, after my latest videos and webinars, that of course I strongly suggest you, if you are interested on this topic, to take your time to watch and have a view of what I did, in order to then follow this one, or make a kind of compendium of information. Today I will briefly give a recap and attempt to give some answers to the many different mails that I got. Meantime is, of course, as you can notice, the sound of MT4 in the background. As I was saying, I will try to answer to the most frequently asked questions in regards to my system, hoping that in the future, at least by watching this video and watching the previous videos that I made, everything could be more clear. And if you really want to contact me privately via email or Skype, at least for these questions you have already your answer, so you will contact me for further information and more specific ones. Okay, so prior to start with this, as usual, I always bring an example, a trading example of the strategy that I use, combining also with the Excel spreadsheets as usual, in order to show the whole process of gathering data from MT4, then analyzing data, and then projecting some forecast and placing the trades, getting some profit, hopefully. Okay, so let's start first with the actual situation. Today is it's Thursday, the 23rd of January 2020, and as you may notice here from this date, and the situation of the market since the beginning of the day, that started around this bar, so 63 bars ago in terms of 50 minutes time frame bars, showed immediately that the currency that was strong, so to be traded as strong currency, was the Australian dollar. Despite the fact that today the situation is quite messy and oscillating, and despite the fact that around 2 o'clock there was this huge spike and movement, I had anyway decided to make a trade, and also copied my trade, mirrored my trade on a demo account in order to give an explanation and an example of trading operativity. So after analyzing this information, also accordingly to the formula that I already presented in the previous video of a kind of oscillator and the analysis of the 28 pairs, normalized and brought them together in a unique graph, I waited for the starting of the London session in order to project my trades. As you may notice, we had this situation. Let me just, this is the GBP OZ on a 50-minute time frames, and as you can see at around 1-2 o'clock there was this big spike sentencing that Aussie was behaving strong, and then there was this ranging situation. I injected my trades around this area, okay, and then I wanted to make some profit, and then I closed my trades. The initial balance, of course, was as usual of 10,000 units of currency, and I placed some trades, multiple trades, but basically just all the currencies against, all the currency pairs against the Aussie. Therefore basically I made 7 positions, my portfolio was made of 7 currency pairs, all the pairs against the Aussie. Let's also give a brief summary of this. There was only one negative trade that was injected by mistake, as I clicked the wrong pair, and then I closed immediately, because it was related to GBP New Zealand dollar, and as you can see that was a minimal amount that I just made by mistake. But what is important to notice, despite this practical error, was the fact that the result of my trades was about 14% in 3-4 hours of trading, and with a total trades of 22, so 21 trades in real, 3 units per each pair related to Aussie. Let me check this. Okay, so basically you notice that Aussie behaved very strong with these spikes at the beginning of the day, but then at around the beginning of the London session there was this big spike up, and after a bit of retracement, by following my analysis and the fact that the Aussie was starting to fall, as well as some currencies that were getting some strength, so that was starting to weaken, that for me was the moment to close the trades and take the profit. So after all, this is a great equity curve with a profit factor. I hope you can see and read all the trades, all the numbers. You can check and verify with your MetaTrader platform, with your broker, if everything matches. So there's always this crucial thing from myself that I would like really for you to verify what I'm saying, what I'm doing. So basically almost 100% of positive results in 3-4 hours. Okay, so this was the result. And basically the questions that I got since my previous video, always talking about this topic, that I got in a large amount in these past weeks. I tried to make a sum of them, put them together, summarize them, and at this moment now, I will briefly give an answer for each and every one, so that will be more clear for those who are writing me about my methodology. So let's go further. So this is the final balance. Okay, so for as regard my methodology, my system, the minimum requirements for installing and working with this, it's about to have a Windows 10 computer with Windows 10 always up to date is very important, and I explain also why in my previous video. So please watch this video, watch my previous videos first, then rewatch this for the questions, and then if you feel the need, of course, then write me or contact me via Skype, as you then usually do. As I was saying, a Windows 10 computer up to date with an Intel Core i5 or i7, which is better, and a licensed Microsoft Excel copy in order to work, of course, with Excel spreadsheets. Of course, MetaTrader is necessary for this, for running the expert advisor that grabs the information from MetaTrader and delivers the market's data to the Excel spreadsheet. Of course, it's more likely to have an ECM broker to have reliable data and information, and of course you need to have quite enough fast internet connection. For as regard those who are willing to have this system and that I'm writing me down, there are some considerations to do that I will do that right now. For as regard installation, basically the system requires to have installed in your computer the expert advisor, some VBA's files, batch files for the dialogue between MetaTrader and Excel that I have built by myself, that I'm using as personal tools for my trading. Of course, there's also some Excel configuration for the spreadsheet in itself, and there's also a final system testing, and this can be done by me via remote access, usually by using TeamViewer, and this job will require for each PC on which you want to have this installed will require about 1 hour. For as regard then, of course, the related mentoring that will be done one-to-one, I normally use exclusively Skype, voice Skype in English, and also by using the screen sharing tool so that I can follow your screen and guide you to the process. So how the system works, the spreadsheets and personal formulas implementation, because as I showed, my system comes with a basic but essential setup. That is the setup that is required in order to make some analysis, some market analysis, but at the same time the spreadsheets allows to implement with your own formulas, this time formulas that are applied not to the pairs but to the currency pairs. Sorry, not to the currency pairs but to the not to the currency pairs but to the currencies. So we apply the formula to the currencies created as clusters of currency pairs. And of course, for all the details, that will be the topic of the mentoring session. Okay, I will not take too much time to explain everything, even because a lot of this has already been explained in my previous webinars, okay, that you can always rewatch on this channel. Of course, there's also part of the mentoring session. It's related to the money management and some fundamental analysis that has to necessarily be integrated with the math approach that I have, which represents the 75% of the analysis. We have always to take in consideration that we are moving in markets that are moved by institutions and by big hands decisions. So we have always to be careful and not give anything for granted and try to analyze and be cautious and be able to create some profit without leaving our money in the market for such a long time. So it's all about a day trading activity. Then of course, the moment someone has the system, it's suggested to have some self-training on a demo account for about 1 week or 2. This is a math-based analysis, and this math-based analysis it's done to support manual trading environment. So we are not talking about automated trading, it's a manual trading. And of course, everyone has its own skills, everyone has its own level of understanding, of ability, and because of this, it takes a bit of time, not that much, but it's completely different mentality and approach that has to be built within yourself in order to be confident by using currencies and then converting currencies to currency pairs. Because of this, it takes a bit of training, an everyday training, testing, understanding, analyzing, understanding, attempting a trade. So for this couple of weeks, from 1 to 2 weeks of training, it's the average time required in order to start to have some positive performances. For as regard the MT4 backtesting, I got a lot of requests on this. Can I backtest your system? In this case, the backtesting, the standard backtesting of my system, which is of course the twin strategy, trade win strategy, is not like a normal expert advisor that can be run on the backtesting feature of MT4. MT4 does backtesting on single currency pairs. This system analyzes simultaneously 28 currency pairs, and if you want to do some kind of backtesting, you have to do it in the training situation because it has to be done in real-time market conditions. It's not possible to, even because the expert advisor itself, it's necessary just to gather the data, and then other kinds of testing are not possible the moment you are analyzing and injecting the trades after an analysis that comes from Excel, not MetaTrader. Okay. Some questions were regarding the fact that I'm using the 50 minutes time frame. Let's be clear. The analysis, it's using 15 minutes at this moment. What I'm showing here, it's based on bars of 15 minutes, okay? But the analysis itself, it's made on a daily basis. And of course, the expert advisor that runs and gets the data, can run also on a different time frame, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 of course, 30 or 60 minutes without any problem. So the time frames below the daily time frame. But normally I found that for this kind of approach and analysis and representation on Excel, the 15 minutes time frames is the best compromise in order to have some detailed information, and at the same time, with not too much bars, the overall view of the day. Okay, so this is my personal choice due to different experiments and different situations that I have tested and the optimal configuration. But anyway, it's also possible to analyze in very detail, for example, with 1 minute time frame bars. For as regard fact that some of you may want to have some consulting from my person, well, of course, there is an email also in the video description and also on my channel. But anyway, this is my email, so mtialgosolution@gmail.com. But please first send me an email with your presentation. And I want to be clear, one-line emails or nonsense emails, very straightforward emails without any presentations or whatever, or emails also with attached files that I don't know where they come from, whatever, they will be discarded immediately. So please be specific and present yourself as well, as I am presenting every time I do a video, okay? And also when I speak with Skype. And after this email, you can reach me through Skype, so add my contact to Skype and then message me on Skype, and then of course we will find a time maybe to have a chat, a voice chat on Skype. Costs, of course, this system itself is a system that I worked on it for about 4 or 5 years, almost 5 years now, I can say without any doubt, and so it has its own value. But for this reason, and also for the fact that then the requests are very specific and individual, and also related to the level of skill that each one has, and which is different, we can discuss of this for sure on Skype when we talk, okay? And finally, and this is a point that is not a question that I got, but something that I want to be clear, this system is not unlimited. I will not give to everyone and forever this system, even because it's good to keep something rare and not that much spread, in order also to give rarity and save some privacy for as regard the trading. So this system will be limited, and after I will reach a certain number of requests that will be fulfilled, I will stop to provide the system, in the sense that it will be no longer available to further requests, and this will be discretional. So I will decide the moment I will reach a certain number of people. I'm sorry, but this will be limited for my choice, because remember that this is my personal tool, these are my personal tools and knowledge, and as I am a private operator, I'm doing this also making a compromise for as regard my time and my rules. So this is my policy, okay? So you can always follow my channel, you can always see the webinars that I do and the information that I release and that I have released in the past, because now I have almost 70 videos that you can watch. So, and majority are webinars with information and experiences that I've shared. So this is very crucial that you understand also this point. Okay, so this is it. This is all. I hope that this is quite clear in terms of the most common questions that every time you watch a couple of my videos, then immediately you go to your mail and then you ask always the same question. And because I would like to enjoy my time and save my time with this video, I hope you get always the answer, and I hope that this video will be watched over and over from the majority of you, so that I will have more quality in my emails, and that I can give more support to those who are willing to go further or have experience of my techniques and my advices and would like to discuss about this or share together their experience. With all this said, I thank you for watching this brief video, thank you for subscribing my channel, thank you for the support. And anyway, I have to mention also the many beautiful words that I receive every time, and that they give motivation to my work, and they give me some, extra stamina for going further. And as usual, have a good time and good space and enjoy life. Bye.